Hello everyone and welcome back to Black Dahlia. Last time we did a lot of stuff, including scrounging around every inch of Louis's loft. Today, it's time to pay a visit to the Hotel Cleveland. Get a nice change of scenery. Kinda wish the music would change though. Just kinda moaning and dreary. And final pose, and cut. There we go. Perfect. Hello, sir. So the Hotel Cleveland is an interesting area because it kind of divides itself into multiple sections that once you finish a section, you're pretty much done with that section for the rest of the game. The first being the rather nice-looking lobby.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Do you have anyone named Mulehaven staying here?
That's Mullhaven, sir, and yes, I should think that the gentleman is staying here.
You seem pretty certain of that.
But of course, sir, Mr. Mullhaven is merely one of our best guests. One moment, sir. Front desk. How are you this evening, Mrs. Hathaway? Yes, of course, I'll have that delivered straight away.
Yes, sir.
Please deliver a newspaper to Mrs. Hathaway in 7B. And for God's sake, man, button that uniform.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
May I be of further assistance, sir?
So you can, Jones. Might as well get some more information about Mullhaven.
So tell me about this Mullhaven fella. He seems to be a big shot around here.
Mr. Mullhaven is an esteemed guest here, sir. He maintains his own suite.
He lives here?
No, sir, but he travels on business from Chicago frequently. He keeps the same suite reserved.
Jeez, he even bobbles his head. Goodness. Can I see him, please?
Is Mr. Mullhaven in now?
He is checked in now, if that's what you mean, sir. I believe, however, that he is not presently in his room.
Great. Can we stay outside of his room until he gets back?
What room is Mr. Mullhaven staying in?
I'm afraid I can't divulge that information.
Of course you can't. Both of these options are awful. Like, it doesn't suit Pearson in either way, whether it's threatening him or bribing him. Let's bribe him. Or maybe... nah. No, I don't like his hardball act. Let's bribe him.
Come on. You pal. I just need to have a talk with the guy.
Sir, either you take me for a fool or a gossip. I am neither. Now be off with you. I won't have another word of it.
And, of course, well, that's the end of Jones. No longer able to talk with him all nice and proper. So, very little that we can do in the Hotel Cleveland, but we have all the tools necessary in order to continue on. He's not going to give us the room number so that we can go up to his room. So we'll have to devise a little strategy of getting that information from someone else. The only tool available to us is the phone. Phone number 3 in this game. But, of course, more stuff anyways. Remember from last time, the matchbook had a number on the back of it, GB5637. Slightly different from the other codes that we've seen beforehand, whether it be the blacklist cipher or from the bar. In terms of getting the proper number, it's actually pretty simple. All you need to do is just decode the first 2 letters into numbers, and then you have your proper number. If you don't do it, well... you never get any answer. So, in terms of G and B, G is tied to 4, B is tied to 2. And then the rest are the same 4 numbers. 4, 2, 5, 6, And then the 3. And then the 7.
Hotel Cleveland, how may I help you?
Jones? Oh, this is Mr. Mulhaven.
Oh, sir, I hadn't seen you come in. Are you feeling all right? You don't sound like yourself.
Never mind how I sound. Where's my blasted newspaper?
It hasn't been delivered.
No, it hasn't. What's the matter with you people?
I'm sorry, sir. I'll have it sent up straight away. Mr. Mulhaven needs a paper delivered to his suite. Weren't you to deliver it earlier?
I did.
Well, he didn't receive it. Now hop to it.
I delivered the paper. Lousy paper. 23.
23.
Mr. Mulhaven! Your paper, sir! Mr. Mulhaven! Lousy cheapskate can't spare a nickel tip.
Hello, Johnny. Rough day.
You said it, Mrs. Grant.
Maid service.
Excellent. Well, now we know his room. What are we supposed to do with this information? Well, we're kind of overstepping our bounds anyways. Pearson just goes, "Hello, I'm Mr. Mulhaven." Now whenever we return to the Hotel Cleveland while wandering around, we will always be in this hallway. Let's change it so that we're actually in a better place in order to deal with that. We need to break into Mr. Mulhaven's room. We don't have a lot to improvise with, but we have just enough. As you can see, Pearson was actually looking up above the door at the... what's the word? Transom? I think it's called the transom. But anyway, we need to get through the room through that, because we don't have a key and there's no way we're going to be able to get one off of anybody. So let's take a look at the room service and see what we can use in order to pry it open. Takes it away so gingerly. Get a knife and then just plops it back. Good. Well, now we have just a regular old butter knife. Should be good enough to use. Here's a knife for posterity. It looks terrible. It's just like... No more detail on that 3D model. Nope. Not at all. Also forgot to mention, take a look at the badge and tell me what's missing. It's the most precarious thing ever. And now we get a shot that makes no sense of how he could possibly get through feet first into that room. Unless he is a great contortionist. But regardless, we are now into Mulhaven's room. This is the place that we're going to be coming back to, at least, hopefully, once we leave. The only thing is that we need a certain item before we can actually get back into here. It's not that hard to find. Because really, we're not on any sort of like time limit in order to find what we're looking for in Mulhaven's room. In fact, we're not really sure what we're looking for. So let's start at the bedside table. Inside of this pot.
Now this ought to come in handy if I need to get back in.
Well, we got a key. So there we go. Now we're able to get in here anytime we want. And then we have some sort of letter inside.
You said you wouldn't disturb anything.
Hans. And we shot, my dear.
You said you'd hurry right in and right out. I'll lose my job if anyone finds me here.
Jim Pearson, Master of Stealth. Now, why would anybody want to come into Mulhaven's room? And what did they possibly do? Well, they took that letter, or whatever it was inside of here, and replaced it with,
I wonder what that German's game is.
this? Now, what's always kind of bothered me with this photo is who took this photo? In all honesty, like, it's still kind of difficult to take photographs, even though it's the early 1940s. But in such a room, in such a position, it still takes a while. Here's a sample of my latest photographic essay. To receive the negative, meet me at the usual time and place. More blackmail. Really good about that, anyways. This is gonna help us sooner than you might think. You can make your assumptions about who the man is in that photograph. Seems pretty obvious. Jeez, and even in this room, he has a really good room. Let's just say that. Because it even has like a bar inside of it, so he pays a pretty penny for this room, especially if he keeps it constantly. Now, of course, the big thing that's commandeering this room is a giant wardrobe, which is locked. Look a little bit closer and you can see that it has our, well, cursor symbol on top of it. Know anything in our inventory that we have now that could possibly match it? Yeah, it's a signet ring. Great, again. And slip.
Was wollen Sie? Was wollen Sie? Was wollen Sie?
There's really not much I can say right now about the dreams, or whatever they are, hallucinations. Started off with this disc. There's a lot, though, as we go through a lot of stuff that is kind of rummaged and thrown about in this wardrobe. All connected to Mr. Mulhaven. Most are not all that interesting, but here is a bill, which, in all honesty, $140? Like 22 bottle of port? How much is that in inflation? Like $360 today? That is a really expensive bottle of port. Champagne, $9.75. Jeez, he's living the life. Or at least the hotel hopes he has the money for it. Trevor Michaels. Followed by a whole bunch of wonderful, lovely magazines of hussies. I really have, other than just like blindly searching, I really have no way of knowing whether or not these magazines actually existed at the time. Chances are, they probably did. This other magazine, though, looks like it's actually a movie poster, and what movie it might have been for, I couldn't tell you. I would love to know, but I really have no kind of idea how to look for it. Rogue, and then we're back to hussies. Okay. The other things that are in here are wonderfully hard cursive letters. This one is actually from Mulhaven's family. I believe his wife, Maddie. This letter, I'm just going to keep it relatively short as you attempt to read it. It's a pretty xenophobic letter, let's just say that. It's pretty much his wife, Maddie, complaining to no end about the help that is around the house at this point, who are immigrants from the war currently. She doesn't specifically mention any sort of country that they are from, other than saying that it's backwater. So it could be, at this time, with it being 1941, it could be Poland, it could possibly be Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, maybe? Who knows? But yeah, it's that kind of letter. Jeez. Yeah, pretty much just wants to get rid of the entire family because apparently the woman who works for her also has a family and doesn't want anything to do with them. It's like, I can't sleep at night because I feel like they're stealing my stuff. Victor, Madeline, and Junior sent their regards, as do I. Sure. Of course. Thanks. Scrumpies. Oh, prophylactics. Oh, cool. Yeah, pretty much this entire wardrobe is... You get an idea of the company that Mulhaven keeps. It's all over the place. Pleased to inform you that first shipment left on morning convoy. Stop. Second shipment due day after tomorrow. Stop. Awaiting your instructions on procedures for storage while next convoy forms. Russell. Whoever Russell is. 476 Superior Avenue, Cleveland at November 23rd. Halifax. Nothing much also here, other than that telegram. Let's look at this. I guess it's the last pocket anyways. Can't look at his wallet, or the money, really. But we get another letter. This one from a Mrs. Flanagan. Apparently it's a thank you letter from the orphanage, and that all of the girls are really excited to see Mr. Mulhaven again. Apparently he's a frequent visitor. And that he's supposed to bring Theodore? The puppy? Just got more of a slight history onto what Mulhaven does and where he goes and who he pretty much spends his time with. It's a pretty innocent letter, all things considered. Anyway, I want $20. That's all I want. But no, the main thing that you're looking for inside of this wardrobe is a nice card that says the Raven Room. It's not just a card, it's an invitation. This invitation, though, is blank, but we know what time it's taking place. November 29th at 8 p.m. And we also get the address for the Raven Room again. Although it has no signature on it, so there's really no point in going back to the Raven Room now. Well, okay. That pretty much does it there. And with that, we actually get an invitation, even though we just saw it still there. But we get one for ourselves anyways. Might come in handy. Especially with getting past, I guess, the first room in the Raven Room. And with that, actually, Hotel Cleveland is complete. Once you actually finish off the lockbox puzzle, you're able to finish off Hotel Cleveland, and they both just finish off in their merry way. So, next time, we are going to figure out what we are going to be doing next, because we don't have a lot of options right now. See you next time, everyone!